boy, chasing the sun. Larry's at the wheel, got the engine on the run. Songs, he's got the playlist, singing it out loud. Another open road, another brand new town. From the mountains high to the oceans deep, they're living the dream, they ain't losing sleep. With a glass more full and a tank of gas, they ain't slowing down, they ain't looking back. They fly through the skies, facing the breeze. Roll down the road, feeling so free. Ride the waves where the sunsets go. Forever Huffs living, wherever they go. Cruising down the coastline, drinking their hands, dancing on the deck to a steel drum band. Larry's cracking jokes, making new best friends. Saucy snapping pictures, cause the fun won't end. From the northern lights to the streets of Rome, everywhere they go they make it their home. With the world so big and their hearts so wide, they'll keep on moving till the end of the ride. They fly through the skies, chasing the breeze. Roll down the road, feeling so free. Ride the waves where the sunsets go. Forever Huffs living, wherever they go. No map, no plan, just a ticket in hand. They'll follow the stars and the golden sand. Every new town, another great story. Living this life in all of its glory. They fly through the skies, chasing the breeze. Roll down the road, feeling so free. Ride the waves where the sunsets go. Forever Huffs living, wherever they go. So if you see them on by, give them a wave. They're chasing adventure, they're feeling brave. Larry and Saucy, hearts open wide. Forever Huffs living, enjoying the ride.
Hey, Miss PJ.
Miss PJ in the house. Hey, Paul. Now that one is Miss PJ
Oh, okay.
over on Rumble. What's happening, everybody? Turn that so they can see you a little better. They might not even want to see me. Y'all hear us okay? You know, because I'm bad about not having things set right. Y'all got to let me know. Look at Miss PJ already promoting the channel. I like it. Let me throw that up on the big screen. Mute. She said mute. That's on and that's on. But that probably when you just first said something. Hey, Miss PJ. Okay. She said yes. I'm assuming yes, she can hear us now. Yeah, I had to get the buttons pushed right. I came to crash Paul and PJ's date night. Hey, Jessica. Jessica, you need to hang around with us tonight. Yeah, this is date night. I gotta watch these two. You know, we're just doing a live stream. We didn't know it was going to turn into a romance. So we let's see, we've got our 1,000 subscribers now. We're a little over, we're about 1,018. So thanks to everybody that helped us with that. Boy, I need a haircut. Helped us get to 1,000. And now we're looking forward to the 4,000 watch hours, and we're close. You know, it's behind on logging that. I think we've got enough banked up that, you know, it's enough there that's going to get there probably in the next few days.
We'll be gone the next few days.
I know. So we're planning on leaving tomorrow. and we're going to
What
our.
time?
I don't know. We might leave early, but we're
Fine, or
going to go to our place out in the country. We're going to take the internet with us.
yes.
Okay, we'll have
I'm
internet
gonna go
out
out there. I'm gonna take the internet.
I don't know if we're going to do the bird feeder for the next few days because I don't think I can do it from out there, and we may
We
leave
tried.
in the morning. We tried one time, but it didn't have sound.
Right.
We could bring up the feeder, but we couldn't bring the sound with it.
Right.
I don't know. I might try it again. I don't know. But anyhow, just letting y'all know we're going to the country. Hey,
Hey, Karen.
Karen. Karen's got a new book.
Yeah.
Yep, it's something about my Irish grandmother or mother. I don't remember the exact name, but I do remember Karen has her a new book out. You can tell us in the chat what the name of your new book is. I know you put it out this morning, but I forgot. Something about Irish, I want to say grandmother. I could be wrong. But anyway, we are going to the country. We got to go out there, and I got to cut grass. I have to go ever so often and cut grass. And it's, 3.5, 4 hours away. So when we make the trip, we'll go ahead and stay for a few days. And we like it out there. We got a lot of friends out there. We like to spend a little time out there when we go. So,
Hey, Tim.
hey, Mr. Tim Fox, what's happening? Anyhow, just letting our loyal followers of the bird feeder know that there is a possibility starting tomorrow for 2 or 3 days, the bird feeder might not be live anymore. But when we get back from the country, we'll go back live. They probably think you got your purse on. So we've had an eventful day. Huh?
You don't have to tell nothing.
My sweet Irish granny. See, I wasn't too far off. I knew it was the Irish, and I thought it was grandmother, granny. So today I cut grass, and somebody fell, and we ended up in the emergency room.
Well, don't make it sound like it was really an emergency.
What?
Well, it wasn't that big of an emergency. You took a shower.
Well, I had to. I've been outside cutting grass. I was all dirty. Somebody looks like cracked their elbow. So I might see some new birds.
Oh, pull up the eagles over there.
Let's see.
Can you do that?
Yeah, I can do that.
Got to watch our eagles.
Yeah, I'll show. I think I showed y'all last time. We're watching a pair of eagles. I don't think I'm supposed to share the channel. They're kind of private, not private, but I don't know. Copyrighted, maybe.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, so anyhow, I know I told y'all about before. It's the Friends of Big Bay or something, Big Bear Valley. Friends of Big Bear Valley. It's a live camera on an eagle's nest, and they laid a couple of eggs, hatched them out. Now they got 2 little ones. Everybody's been watching them grow. Now they got all their feathers, and it's time for them to take their first flight. Of course, with eagles, when they leave the nest, they don't come back for the most part. They stay somewhere close by, and then the parents keep feeding them for another few weeks until they get, to where they can hunt their own food. So they've had this camera live for several years. So I think they've watched this pair of eagles every year for 3 or 4 years now, lay their eggs and, raise their littles. And they name them. And anyhow, everybody's watching it now to see if they want to see their first flight when they fly away.
And they're getting close.
They're getting close. You can see they're getting active, and you just expect them at any minute to just take off. But so far they have not. But anyhow, they have their YouTube channel kind of copyrighted or whatever, so I'm not going to share it. But we do have it on our other screen. I got 2 screens here, so we've got it up on the other screen. Yes, Big Bear, California. So if you want to see it,
so you can.
I'll share it.
No, you can copy the link.
I'll just show it. What they're going to do. I'm not trying to make money off of it, so I'm just going to share it for just a second here. So here it is right here. And here's the name of it, FOBBV Cam. These are the 2 babies. One's out there on the limb. He's looking like he's about ready to take off. But they'll flap their wings and do different things and all that, but they have not left yet. And the parents will come back every now and then, bring a fish, and they'll all eat the fish and all that. But everybody's watching to see when they take their first flight. So I guess, they're little, I can't claim it's my content, and, I can't run. I mean, I have the ability. I could do what I was just doing, and I could run it full time just like they are, but they're copyrighted. They don't want people doing that and trying to make money off of it. I don't think they're making money off of the channel. But anyhow, it's FOBBV Cam.
And they have Cam 1 and Cam 2. Cam 2 is kind of a...
Yeah, Cam 2 is a little further off. Let me see if I can bring that up for you. I'll show you that. So they got 2 cameras.
It's in another tree.
And this is what the second camera looks like. The nest is actually right here. And if you look close, you can see a little movement right there where my arrow's at. That's one of the eagles.
That's the one sitting out on the limb.
Yeah, that's the one sitting out on the limb. And they'll zoom in on this every now and then, and you can get a better look. But this whole wad right here is the nest. Those nests are huge. But anywho, we're watching these 2, and they have them names, Gizmo and
Sunny.
Sunny and Gizmo is the names that they name these 2. I think
take it down.
I think they think one of them is a female and one of them is a male. But anyway, we've been watching that for a few days now. And it's funny because look, right now there's over 37,000 people watching those 2 birds. So it's a lot of interest in those birds for sure.
At one point today, there was over 50,000.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because they sure thought that one sitting out on the limb was going to take off.
Yeah. Miss PJ said, ouch, Sunset.
Yeah, it's all right.
Karen says she's seen those. So you've watched these on the YouTube, Karen? I think it's really interesting. We'll leave it playing on TV all day.
Because there's nothing else on.
Yeah, it's nothing worth watching on TV anyway. So we'll bring that up and just have it on the screen, and while we're in and out doing whatever, we'll glance up there and watch them a little bit. There you go. That's it, Miss PJ. Thanks for sharing that. That's the channel right there. And sometimes they'll kind of pan back from the birds a little bit, and you can see the mountains in the background. That looks like an absolutely beautiful area. I love the eagles too. We have eagles here. They're not abundant here like they are, say, in California, but they're getting more and more. It's used to, it was very rare to see an eagle. To where now it's a little more common. We see them on a fairly regular basis. And I'm still in awe every time I see one. I just enjoy seeing them. Hey y'all, I got my Buc-ee's cup.
That's because it's a big cup and I picked it.
It's a big cup, so I can put a lot of coffee in it. But we have a Buc-ee's in Mississippi that's about to open up. A Florida Eagle Cam. Okay, I'll have to look for that. There comes dinner.
Oh, wow.
Brought a nice sized fish. That's pretty cool to watch the parents come flying in with a big old fish for them to eat.
Fun fact.
Miss PJ's hooking us up with the fun facts.
No, I got a fun fact.
What's the fun fact?
Their heads don't turn white for 3 to 5 years, I believe is what they said.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, the little ones, they want to establish the white feathers on their head for 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I figured once they got grown. So what have y'all been doing today? Somebody tell me something exciting they've done. So Big Bear. You know, I noticed.
It was snowing.
Yeah, just a couple of days ago.
No, it's been probably over a week,
Maybe a week
2 weeks
ago. Yeah, we were watching, and it was the birds had like snow and ice covering them up.
That's all I know, Miss PJ.
Such a majestic bird. Hey, Mr.
Hey,
Coop.
Mr. Coop.
What's happening? Same old stuff's going on. We've been hanging out. I've been working on my truck. Man, I don't know if y'all saw the video I put out, but I've been polishing this old trim on the truck. And it is a process. I'm getting it, but it's a slow process. One little piece about that long will take me over an hour to get it polished and shiny again. The oxidation on this stuff, you know, the truck's 30-something years old. And it's just taking a while to get that trim polished back up. I have spent hours and hours out there, and I still have a few more hours to go. So I'm kind of looking forward to going out of town for a few days, just kind of taking a break from that project. Go do something else for a little while. There's Miss PJ sharing Mr. Coop's channel. Mr. Coop's got a big channel. He's the rock star of the group. Oh yeah, Coop, it's going to be a nice looking truck. It's already nice looking, and I ain't got it all back together yet. Yeah, I thought about selling the truck when I got through, but I've changed my mind. I think I'm going to keep it a while. We're going to go to some car shows and that sort of stuff and play around with it for a little while before I get rid of it. We're going to our property that's way out in the country, Karen. We got to go. You know, we have to go every few months and take care of that place. Cut the grass and make sure there's no water leaks and all that. It's got a bucket on the bottom. It says something, but I can't. I got coffee. I can't.
Buc-ee's.
I saw it in the camera when I did this. Yeah, Coop, you're the rock star. He's got like 25,000 followers or something like that, 60,000 followers Might be 100,000 by now. I don't know. I was just tickled to get to 1,000, and they had to help me do that. I'm handicapped, I reckon. uh, it is peaceful out there. We have to take our internet with us, and cell phones won't hardly work. You know, just it's way out there. Have to cut and paste. I'm not a mod.
Who said that?
Jessica. Let me see. Go to chat. Find Jessica. Seems like I could go to that somehow.
Next one down.
I know, but I'm supposed to.
Dots.
Dots.
Don't block her.
No, I'm not. Trying to remember, I'm supposed to be able to make you a mod right here from this chat. That won't work. I got to tell. I thought I could click on the name and
Just click on another name.
easily make them a mod.
Okay.
What is this do? Oh, I pinned it. Didn't mean to pin it. Mr. Coop, yeah, you was in there. I know the pressure. I'm trying to figure out. I know there was a way to do it right here from the chat. Supposed to be able to click on your name and do it that way. No, that won't work. I don't know. Maybe somebody will explain it to me.
Karen wants to know who got pet of the week.
Oh, who got pet of the week? This week or
Jessica
last
Wilson.
week?
Who won? Oh, who won last week's pet of the week? Okay.
Last week's pet of the week was a rabbit,
Fluffy.
Fluffy, from Belgium. That was Mr. Chris's. Now, we had several people send in pets of the week, and I'm going to do them in order. And I have one selected for tonight. That was the first one that sent to me last week, and I think we have two others that will come in. I'm going to bring them in order, you know, as y'all send them to me.
Got 3 on the same day, so
Yeah, we got 3 on the
in.
same day. So the first one that came in is the pet that's going to be covered today. I know good and well it's supposed to wait. Wednesday, what's happening?
That's gonna pin it.
I know. Click on the name, and the window will pop up at the bottom. Select moderator. Well, that's what I thought I did.
You can't click on these names either. I don't know.
Click on the name, and the window will pop up at the bottom. Select moderator. I thought it was something simple, but every time I try to click on the name, it just puts their comment over there on the main screen. Am I not clicking at the right place or what? That won't work. Yeah, I think I've done it that way before. You'd think I'd know how to do it. Oh, Karen just sent her not on Restream, so I have to do it on YouTube. Okay, I don't even have the YouTube brought up. All I have up is Restream. Let me bring YouTube. Let's go to content. Live. I gotta make sure I turn the sound. I got that. There we go.
There.
Okay. Now, thank you, Coop. I knew it was an easy way to do it, but I was trying to do it on Restream. That's all I had up. I didn't even have the other up. So now, someone is a moderator. I think just about all of y'all are moderators. Ooh, a little bit warm in here with this hot coffee. We got two dogs over here staring at us like
Because it's time.
it's time to eat.
No, they've eaten.
Oh, they want their
Go show me.
TREAT.
Come on. Come on.
They're so funny. Okay, only YouTube itself. All right, good deal. There we go. I know Miss PJ's a mod. I think Coop's a mod. I think Karen's a mod. Paul's a mod. I think I got just about everybody set up as mods. But anyway, back to those dogs. And I know most of y'all have pets, so you know the deal. You know, they got their routine. We feed them about 6 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock, and they eat their little dinner. And then they come staring at us because we give them a treat after they eat. Just for dinner. You know, we feed them in the mornings and we don't give them a TREAT after they eat, so they don't even ask for it. But in the afternoons, after they eat, they're coming looking at us like, where's it at? Look at there. Jessica got her a wrench. Now, you need to thank Mr. Coop for that because he taught me through it, how to do it. Oh, you stay a mod. I don't care. I don't think anybody's going to abuse the privilege. We're all friends here. So, since I said we had several people sent pets of the week last week, and the first one that sent in is the one that's going to be the pet of the week tonight, and I'm not telling you who it is. You're going to have to wait and see.
Take your guess.
Yep. And then I'm going to show the pet, and y'all going to have to try to guess whose pet it is. How about that? Well, look at Mr. Coop with the fun fact. Wednesday, visiting my daughter, ATM. Visiting your daughter and you're the ATM, the automatic teller machine, you give her a lot of money.
At the moment.
Oh, at the moment.
I knew that's what you were going to think.
See, I'm thinking automatic teller machine you get money out of. Need instructions to use their toilet. I'm pretty sure you know your part. You might not know how to run the toilet. When do you announce tonight? That will be towards the end of the stream because we chit chat for a little while and then we talk about something current in the news.
You got somebody current?
Yeah, I got some. And then after that, we talk about a YouTube channel. I usually pick one that
You got one?
I do. See, while you was nursing that arm in the emergency room, I'm planning.
You were not. You were Facebooking.
I was planning
You were
tonight's show.
Facebooking.
I got everything together. But anyhow, we're gonna, we chit chat, which we're doing now. We'll bring this to an end in just a second, and then we talk about a current event in the news.
You got one?
I do. Yeah, I told you that. You didn't hit your head, did you? What? I think she hit her head when she fell. And after we cover the news, then we'll talk about a YouTube channel, either somebody we're trying to help or just one that I like and I think y'all might want to hear about. And then we do the pet of the week at the end of the show. Hear about the plane crash in San Diego. No, I have not heard about that. Oh yeah, look
They made me wear that. Can y'all believe that?
look what they put on her in the hospital. They made her wear that. She's a fall risk. Tell me about the plane crash. I didn't hear about it. Let me see if maybe I can find something on it. Why does it have 4 knobs? What?
The toilet.
Oh.
I don't know.
They might have a bidet or something. Maybe heated seats. They got some fancy thrones out there now. And I'm fixing to Google plane crash.
Says no. Oh, is that I saw that. Crashed into some houses. See, crashed in the neighborhood. See.
Wow. Yeah. At least 3 died. No, that's the first I've heard of it.
I saw it.
Karen, I'll have to look into that. So I've seen more footage now on the helicopter that crashed.
Is that your news?
No, that's not my news, but it made me think about it. And seeing the footage and seeing the tail boom and all this stuff and getting a timeline of what happened, the tail boom broke off first, near the fuselage. So given the new, learning more about what happened, because first thing people thought, was mast bumping and, that would have made the mast break. The mast didn't break. Anyway, everything I covered this last time. I talked a lot about it. I'm not going to talk a lot about it this time, but I will say this. In light of what I've seen lately and where it broke off, the tail boom breaking first and where it broke, there's a drive shaft that goes from the engine compartment, basically the transmission, that goes the length of the tail boom and then up to the tail rotor. It's got a 45-degree gearbox and then a 90-degree gearbox up at the thing. But anyway, along that shaft runs through some ball bearings. If you can, picture that, this being the ball bearing, and this is the shaft. As it's spinning with that ball bearing. There's about 4 of them going.
I don't have anything, Sadie.
Going down the tail boom that shaft runs through.
Go.
And it looks like the tail boom broke off up near that, say, first ball bearing area. So now I'm thinking that ball bearing failed. It froze up, and the amount of RPMs of that shaft going through there, that could get real hot real quick. And I'm thinking that shaft broke right there. And that caused the tail boom to break. So I'm leaning towards, they call them a hanger bearing. I'm leaning towards that hanger bearing right there, one of the first ones after the fuselage failed. And that caused the tail boom to break off, which in turn caused, the aircraft to start falling and the main rotor system come off. And then they were just a big rock, nothing they could do. Yeah, Karen, I knew that, but he's airplane, right? Does he do any kind of helicopter or is it just airplane? But anyway, I was just throwing that little bit out there in light of the new evidence that I'm seeing. I'm leaning towards that one of those bearings malfunctioning. Coop liked hearing about that stuff.
Yeah, he's not in it anymore.
He was. Did he leave? Coop left, maybe.
I don't know. Can't ever tell.
But he likes hearing about the aviation helicopter stuff and all that. So if you were going to pick an item in the news,
He did helicopters in the Army.
okay.
I don't
So
have
he
anything
knows
this
he
time.
knows what I'm talking about when I talk about the hanger bearings going down the tail boom. I'm going to say either that first or second bearing is right there about where that tail boom broke off at. And that's what I'm no expert. I don't guess, but anyway, I'm leaning towards one of those hanger bearings malfunction. You didn't watch any news this week? You don't have a news subject that comes to mind?
No, not this week. I really didn't watch a whole lot of news this week.
You know the subject I'm going to. You don't know what it is yet, but
I do.
when I bring it up, you're going to be familiar with it.
I might be, but I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not.
Yeah.
That's still not funny.
She's a fall risk. How many times have you fallen in the last month?
What's this month?
Well, let's say in the past 6 months. That'll cover it. No, it's. I'm just glad she wasn't hurt. Could have been worse.
Could have been.
Could have knocked you out.
I could have hit my head on that corner
I know.
because I was right there.
So I was outside cutting grass, and I had my earbuds in because I usually listen to music or something while I'm cutting grass. And I had my phone in my pocket, had my earbuds in, and I was listening to music, and this call's coming in. So I looked, and it was her. And I knew right then something's wrong because she's right here in the house.
Well, after I fell, I got up. I managed to get up, but then I was going to pass out. Felt like I was fixing to pass out, so I had to go lay down on the side of the call.
Yeah. So had a little swelling on her elbow and a little knot. I said, we probably need to go get it x-rayed. So they've x-rayed it, and they think maybe there's a fracture in there. So they put her in it's almost like a splint type thing. It's not quite a full cast, but they got her in a cast. X-rays didn't show for sure, but they feel like maybe there's a fracture or crack there. So they put in an order for orthopedics. We'll get to go see them in a few days, and they'll determine. But while we're waiting for that appointment, she's going to wear this
You
splint
didn't want me to
type
hurt
thing.
it anymore.
Yeah. So crisis averted. Everybody's fine. So just for tonight, any super chats go to Sansi. Some of that pity super chat for Sansi. Oh goodness. All right. So in the news, let me see if I can find something here. Where is it at? There's that. Well, I had one picked out. I don't know what happened to it. Well, oh no, cancel.
What were you
I don't know. Looking at me. We'll call them back. Yeah, they're not the biggest of X-ray watchers or X-ray readers. I don't know what happened to my
Well, Google a new one.
I will. Hang on. Oh, here it is.
Oh, I forgot about that.
So the thing that, go ahead and take that. The thing that caught my attention in the news, well, I don't watch a lot of news, but I do catch a little bit here and there. But the story in the news that got my attention this week was Biden being diagnosed with cancer. And I don't wish that on anybody. I really don't, especially prostate cancer. But anyway, it's not the fact that he has cancer. It's just the timing, they're just now coming out with it. And thank you, Ms. PJ, for the $2. I'll make sure that she spends it wisely. Falls and signs. But anyway, the deal with Biden and this prostate cancer, these doctors are coming out saying, for it to be where it's at now, it would take, like 3 years. Some of them said as much as 10 years. He could have had the cancer for as much as 10 years before it metastasized into, I think they're saying it's in the bone or something, But they all say this did not just happen. And we all know that these presidents have 2 or 3 doctors sitting around them all the time, watching them and taking care of them and all this junk. And they do their physicals and everything. And, it's a simple test for prostate cancer. It's the PSA, I believe it is. And I'm curious about my PSA. Most men know about that number. And when you get physicals, most men ask about that number. I know I do. Got a mustache here. If my doctor I get most of my stuff done at the VA. If they don't tell me what my PSA is, I ask. And I've been doing that for years. So most men are very familiar with that number and what it means. If that number starts going up, then there's something going on in the prostate. So I don't know. The media and the news is just, it's like every day their credibility is just getting eat at every day. You think, well, it couldn't be any worse, and the next thing you know, you're something else, and then something else, and then something else, and it's just in your face that I don't know that the media helped them cover this up. Maybe they were unknowing participants. They didn't know about it, so they didn't report on it. I don't think they knew about it and just didn't report it. I don't think they knew. I think the staff in the White House, around the president or family or somebody hid it. Somebody kept it under wraps. But these doctors are saying, well, I've got a clip here. Now this is actually Fox News, but they're playing a clip from MSNBC, which is Morning Joe, and he's as left leaning as you get, but he's talking to a doctor. So I'm going to play this little clip for you, and y'all tell me what y'all think about it. Let me share this screen here. Boom, boom, there it is, and I'll put my smiling little face back on here. There we go. All right, I'm going to play a little bit here, but this is a doctor talking to Morning Joe about this particular cancer and diagnosis. So y'all take a listen to this.
You had said that very few people have it diagnosed at this late stage, that's rare. Doesn't it take some time for prostate cancer to develop to a point where it would spread to the bones?
Oh, he's had this for many years, maybe even a decade, growing there and spreading. That's right. It's a little surprising. He did not develop it in the last 100, 200 days. He had it he was president. He probably had it at his presidency in 2021. Yes, that I don't think there's any disagreement about that.
And guess what? Frost. You know what was happening? It had put on the windshield wipers, literally the oil slick off the window. That's why I and so damn many other people have cancer.
So right there at the end, they went to this clip of him talking. I remember him saying that, and they were making fun of it. You know, the right leaning was saying, you know, that his mental was going because he's never had cancer. Well, now looking at what we're seeing now, hey, Georgie, what's happening? Now that you see what's happening now, you realize he probably knew then that he had cancer, and that was the truth coming out of him, but nobody else knew it. But you know, the mainstream media is even asking questions about this. But you can't tell me with a simple PSA test, you can't tell me that they didn't know this was going on with Biden. I mean, this doctor said he probably had it 10 years ago. And it's just, now they're even looking at his mental state and health, especially there at the end and the use of that auto pen. I don't know a whole lot about this auto pen, but I don't like it. You know, that's the whole purpose of a signature is for the person that's doing it, validating that, you know, yes, I'm doing this. I put my signature on it. But with this auto pen, I don't like that at all. And I'm thinking the auto pen came about when one of the Bush presidencies, I can't remember if it was senior or junior, this auto pen got put in place, and that person even said they wasn't real sure about it. Let's find a fun fact on that. When did the auto pen start up? I'm gonna go to Chat GPT. It'll know. We're gonna ask that question. All right, I asked when did it get put in use and by whom? Oh, I was wrong. It was actually Harry Truman. Became more publicly known during Dwight D. Eisenhower's presidency. Okay, so scratch that about the Bush presidents. It was way before them. I had no idea. It was invented in the 1930s. The U.S. government and military started using auto pens during World War II to sign routine documents. President Truman,
Routine documents.
was the first among U.S. presidents known to use an auto pen for signing standard correspondence, although he may not have been the very first. But that's just standard correspondence. That's not high-level pardons. Became more publicly known during President Dwight D. Eisenhower's administration, 53 to 61.
Hey, Georgie.
But it was used to sign a large volume of congratulatory and ceremonial letters. All right. Subsequent presidents, including Kennedy, Johnson, and Nixon, all made use of the auto pen to manage their correspondence loads. So it looks like the auto pen was intended to do trivial stuff, you know, large volume trivial things, not high level pardons.
A high level pardons in the what is that? other stuff.
I'm gonna share this page right there, so y'all can see what I see. And this is Chat GPT. It's where I'm getting this information, but you can see all of this, you know. But everything I'm reading just makes it look like the auto pen was put in place for use for just kind of not really important stuff. Congratulatory letters and, you know, correspondence, routine documents and letters. I don't think an auto pen was intended to be used to sign a bill into law or correspondence, or not correspondence, but pardons and that sort of stuff. I don't think it was meant to be used on the big stuff. So interesting about the auto pen. Maybe that's something they should put a list of things that the auto pen can be used for, and a list of, well, if you put a list on what it can be used for, then it's assumed that anything else you cannot use it for. So maybe, you know, certificates of appreciation, or, you know, the little things, maybe a letter, a personal letter or something, or a congratulatory letter, something like that, but not to sign a bill into law, not to give a pardon. You know, the big important stuff still needs a true signature. Maybe they'll do that. I'm going to put that in the suggestion box and see if maybe they listen to me. Lucy saw your picture.
Yeah.
Right, Miss Peggy. Not for the big stuff. You know, the big stuff still needs the man's signature. So it's almost like, once again,
Who was the first to actually use it for?
who was it? All right, here we go. We're reading some more stuff. You can see it, some of the friend. Okay, so it looks like the auto pen being used for really big things, that started with Obama. He used the auto pen while he was at the G8 summit in France.
Use it.
He used it again when he was in Indonesia, and again when he was in Hawaii, for 3 different big pieces of legislation. So he was the first one that started using it for other than trivial things. You know, but it's almost like the crooked people that are there, they look for loopholes. They look for ways to circumvent the norm to get what they want done. And I, for one, just sick of it. You know, I'm kind of like some of y'all. I don't watch a lot of the news, because the news now is really pointing out a lot of this stuff they're doing or have done. And I don't even want to see it. Don't even want to see it. So anyhow, the cancer diagnosis on Biden, and there again, I don't wish cancer on anybody. You know, if I was made king for a day and could make anything happen, it would be to find a cure for cancer. I would like to see a president run on the campaign of, my presidency, we're going to do everything we can to cure cancer. Pour tons of money into research or whatever. There's not a person on this planet that has not been affected directly or indirectly by cancer. You've lost loved ones or friends or family, or you've had it yourself. You know, it affects everybody. So I would like to see someone run on the platform of my goal is to do everything we can to cure cancer. That's what I'd run on if I was running for president, but I'm not running for president. I don't want a job.
Who would want that job? That's for sure.
Yeah, I've worked enough as a what? Do you keep scooting further over?
I'm reading. I was reading.
Oh, you don't want them to see you reading? Somebody sent you $2,
Thank you.
Miss PJ,
Oh,
to help you feel better.
thank you.
Look, I don't know how much a hover round costs, but
I don't need a hover round.
I might have to start saving some money up getting her a hover round so she quit falling. Yeah, Georgie, and that's, let me put Georgie's comment up there. Let's see. There's Georgie's, and you're right, you know, and that's what that doctor was saying on the news that I was looking at.
All the doctors that's come out said
Yeah, all of
he's
them
had
say
it for years.
Yeah, and
And as many doctors as he's had around him all the time for his whole
Right.
presidency.
And that PSA test is a simple test. You know, and they can't tell me that they haven't been doing that PSA test on him. I know they have. They do it on just about every man. Even my little old simple-minded self here in Mississippi, I know about a PSA test. And I check mine every time I go for physical. So I know they were checking his. You know, they knew.
Being he was the most important.
Yeah, they've known for a long time that he had cancer. So then the question is, you know, who hit it? Who was the ones that hit it? And, you know, did that affect his ability?
I'm there with you, Karen.
And if he wasn't able to do the job, who was doing the job? Who was making the decisions? Who was signing papers, using auto pen or what? You know,
Who like using the auto pen?
yeah. So there's a lot of questions that need to be answered.
Who was the one using the auto pen?
Yeah, Obama.
No. that's who was running the country, I believe.
His mother, father, stepfather-in-law, and 4 uncles. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, I've lost a lot of family members to cancer. Sansi's family's been just eat up with cancer. And, you know, I don't believe there's anybody on the planet that has not been affected directly or indirectly from cancer. Yeah, Jessica, look, I feel for all of you. And I guess I didn't mean to bring that into it, but it's the truth. You know, I would love to see somebody at that level say, my main focus is going to be cancer research and trying to cure cancer. Boy, wouldn't that be a nice world if we had a world without cancer? You know, I don't know that we'd ever see it, but I'd like to see somebody at least try. Yeah. Karen, I feel for you, Jessica, all of you. I know you've all lost people to cancer. So have we. So have we.
That's what my mom had.
Yeah, her mom
George.
had lung cancer. And most men are going to get some form of colon cancer. If you live long enough, you're probably going to get some form of colon cancer. Hopefully it's later on in years and it's not the fast, but could be. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, you know, I've had a little bit of it in my family, and that's why I want to make sure I check that PSA every time I have a physical. See, there are some winners in this world that beat cancer. I think cancer's always been around, Jessica.
Just more tests to find it now.
I did a little research not too long ago, just curious, and I wanted to find the countries with the lowest cancer rates, because there's not any countries out there that don't have cancer. It's all over the planet. And the ones that had the lower rates, it wasn't a massive difference. You know, they're still fairly close to the rest of the world, just a little bit lower. You know, I thought maybe some countries had a real low cancer rate, and then you'd think, well, what are they eating, or what are they doing, or what are they not doing? That we're, you know, I was just trying to, but there was no clear cut answer. Hey, Yankee Bell. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh yeah, so everybody, okay, now y'all are doing is it the Muppets on your avatar thing? I saw that today while I was watching Georgie and them. They Chat GPT. I tell you, I created a monster. I should not have told them about Chat GPT.
They're having fun with it.
They are having fun. They're writing songs and singing songs and kumbaya. Now they're changing their avatars to Muppets. They said, I'm not going to say who they was, Georgie, but somebody, Georgie, said they were going to take our picture and make Muppets out of it, make us Muppets. But I never saw it. So I think maybe they didn't tell me the truth. I'm not going to say they lied.
Maybe they're busy.
But I never saw our picture in
busy.
Muppet form.
Maybe they're busy.
Well, I was busy. I was at the emergency room.
Oh. Quit.
Somebody's a fall risk.
So, okay, so you're going to do the pet now?
No. Next, we're going to talk about a YouTube channel.
Okay,
You wrestling?
probably.
Yeah, Miss PJ, you heard it, didn't you? You heard them say, I'm going to go on
When
their
did they say
Facebook page and I'm going to get their picture and I'm going to make them Muppets.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. I heard Miss PJ was in there. She heard it.
I always put you with me.
Oh,
now
she's in there doing it right now. It's processing.
I put you in there with me. You always just do yourself.
What are you talking about?
Facebook.
Facebook? I don't hardly ever put pictures on Facebook.
Is your picture of your profile picture?
I don't.
Gonna come apart again.
I was mowing grass. See, Georgie coming here late. I was out there mowing grass, minding my own business. I had my music in my thing playing with my phone, because I do that when I'm cutting grass. Y'all got to understand, I'm cutting 4 or 5 acres of grass. I'm cutting a lot of grass. But I had finished, I cut a lot yesterday. And then I was finishing it today. I finished on the mower. And I had the weed eater out, and I was weed eating around somebody's rose bushes. And that's when my phone rang. And it was, I'm falling and I can't get up. No, it wasn't.
That's not what I said.
She said, can you come in here? And I knew right then something was wrong. I mean, she's in the house and I'm right outside. So I come in and somebody had done fell. And it was kind of evident that they had injured their elbow to the point that we needed to go get an x-ray done.
Because it almost made me pass out.
Look, she's one of those. She has some pain. She goes to passing out. Always been that way, so I'm used to it. But anyway, we ended up in the emergency room. We got X-rayed. It was not definitive, but it showed signs of most likely a fracture in her elbow. So now they have a schedule to go see.
Somebody.
So they put her in they put her in like a sling and a splint type. It's just short of being in a cast. Yes, she needs a life alert. I'm falling and I can't get up.
They made me wear this.
Yeah, they made put up there where they can
And
see.
well, I can't pick this arm up.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
My other fall, I hurt
Look.
this arm. Fall risk.
They made her wear that in the hospital.
Makes people wear these.
Oh goodness, it was fun. I thought it was funny anyway. Yes, she needs a life alert. I'm gonna change your name to somebody, because somebody called me on the phone. I'm out there in the yard. Well, then I had to get, hey, heroes.
Hey, Rose.
I said, y'all must have done shut yours down. I hope y'all had a good time. Hey, have y'all been watching them making their craft stuff? They're making some nice looking stuff. Let's see. Let me find something here. That one. We'll go with that one. Let's see what we got down here. How about that?
I mean, I done never.
They give you one too, fall risk. Do you wear that, Georgie? And Georgie's young. She's not like 19.
I don't know.
So anyway, we spent the afternoon in the emergency room. And then we did a little shopping while we was out.
You go to the store.
And then we had to go get some fried chicken. It was pretty good too. We had Popeyes. We like Popeyes. I guess, is Popeyes nationwide? I know they're all over the South.
That's about where they are. Actually, the one on base is the best.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we got a military base nearby, and that's where we go do all our medical and all that. And they have a Popeyes on the base, and we like going there. The prices are still the same, but it's no tax. I don't think they charge tax on them.
Get better service.
And yeah, really good service too. So we like that. So we had chicken while we were out. Then we came back and we got here, I guess about 30 minutes before we were supposed to go live.
Yeah, you kept rushing me, and we're running out of time. I'm thinking we don't have anything to do today.
She forgets about our Thursday evening live.
I never know what day it is.
Well,
Sorry.
you don't remember them?
You don't get it.
Yeah, I've got we'll go ahead and move into our YouTube channel that I want to promote today. I don't know these people. They're out of California. It's a band out of California that I really like. And they got a YouTube page, and they only have about 600, a little over 600 followers. And I just think that's a shame, because they're a really, really good band. Chris said he forgets what day it is.
Oh. I don't know that I've ever seen them.
You haven't seen them?
I don't suppose. I don't know.
All right, I'm going to share a picture of this band, and we'll talk about them a little. I don't know a lot about them, really. I enjoy their music. Let's go with the entire screen. So here's this band. I've listened to them for, I don't know, a couple of years now, probably. They have, I guess I should have done a little more research. I can't remember how many videos they have, maybe 30. And it's of them doing songs and stuff. And they're out of California. I don't know them, but I do really enjoy their music. They got some really good, easy listening kind of music. It's not some kids doing punk stuff. And most of what they do, I think, is original music. So the False Bottom Band out of California. So if you enjoy good music, go listen to their stuff. And if you don't mind, hey, follow them. They really should have more than 600 and some odd followers. Let me see. Yeah, they have 616 subscribers. I see it right there. But I was gonna, if y'all don't mind, I want to play a little song for you here. It's one of their videos. Let y'all take a listen to them here. Maybe you like it. I don't know. Maybe not.
Find myself walking this night underneath the blue of an old hollow moon. You're shining bright for you. Cast your shadow, this world new still the only ones ever known. My heart of blue.
Any questions here? We don't have a set time. We usually go a couple hours. But after this video, I'm going to talk a little bit more about this band for the week.
And underneath the starlight, I'll search my soul through and only go to find an aching that I wish I never knew. Cast your shadow high into the view, just some things a man should never want to hold on to. Cause tonight I lost my mind all over you. Cause tonight I lost my mind all over you.
All right, I'm not going to play the whole song. It's like 6.5 minutes long. But these guys are awesome. They're great. And when I see they only have 600 followers, I'm like, man, that's just wrong. They ought to have a lot more followers than that. They have other songs, and this is one of my favorites is playing now. I like all their stuff, and I think they're pretty active over there in California. They do shows and stuff, and I think maybe they're known a little more over there in their area, but not nationwide for sure. But anyhow, that's the channel I kind of wanted to share today. And there again, sometimes when I share a channel, it's to help them get followers. Sometimes it's just a channel I like. And tonight it's kind of both. I would like to see them gain a bigger following on YouTube, but also it's just a group that I like. I like their music. Again, I don't know these people.
Hey, Harry.
Never seen them in person. I just stumbled across them on YouTube a couple of years ago, and I've been listening to their music, and I think they're really good. So if y'all don't mind, go take a look at them. False Bottom Band.
What are you looking for?
Georgia. Okay, Georgia's got something in email. I might just have to go look at that. All right, we're going to stop sharing that. I have to look and make sure I got my microphone turned back on. Miss PJ had shared there it is right there. I was going to share that. I'm going to leave that up so y'all can see that. False Bottom Band 9584 is the name of their channel. All right, I got to go check my email, see what Georgie sent me. I got a feeling you're fixing to be a Muppet. Okay. All right, Georgie, I'm looking at it. That's funny right there. Oh my goodness. Oh goodness. Okay, there we are. How come you didn't put Sansi's arm in a sling?
Because it's the other arm.
I think I like that. Yeah. Yeah. We'll have to use that. I don't know where, but we're gonna use that. We might make that our avatar for Coffee with the Huffs. Hey, Big Dirt, what's happening, man? We have been Muppetized. I like it. I like it. Karen says it's perfect. So if we ever do a book about the adventures of the Huffs, that'll be the cover. That'll be on the cover. I wonder if we can animate that. Having that up when we're talking, it would actually move. That would be cool, wouldn't it? That's too funny. I hate to take that down, but I'm going to have to. All right, so now the moment you all have been waiting for. We're going to do, I almost said puppet.
Yeah. Puppet of the week.
Pet of the week. I guess both of them are still in there.
Yeah.
Huh?
I guess.
I see one.
What does it say? One flew away?
No.
Okay.
I don't know if it's going to have that on it or not.
Probably.
Well, we're going to see. Okay, here we go. Pet of the week. Drum roll, please. I got to see. Yep. Maybe y'all won't be able to make that out. So here's the pet of the week. And if you zoom in, you might can see the name up the top. You'll tell whose it is. But anyway, if you don't zoom in, let's have the guesses. Whose pet do y'all think this is? Who does this pet belong to? I'll give you some information. It's a Maltipoo. So that's a Maltese and a poodle.
I
Okay.
think so.
And the description is 2 years old.
I'm assuming the she
Might be a she.
because of the name.
Yeah. Yeah, the name is Dot. 2-year-old Maltipoo named Dot. And described as a fireball
And best friend.
and their best friend. And it's a cute little thing. All right, let's hear some guesses. Who do y'all think this pet belongs to? Nope, it's not Wednesday. That's a good guess, though. So we already know that it's not Chris's because Chris has a rabbit.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you look at this pet, you can just look at it and say, that has spoiled written all over it. As most of our pets are, just spoiled. Cute puppy. Puppy. Cute puppy. It is a cute puppy. Big dirt. Sure is. Yankee Bell says it's a cutie. All right, we're still trying to figure out who this pet belongs to. Wednesday says it belongs to Karen. No, it does not belong to Karen. This was the first one that came into us last week while we were on the air. And I'm going to say again, let me put our email address up here. If you want to submit your pet for Pet of the Week, they will be put out in order as we receive them. This was the first one we got. Jessica, yeah, I said spoiled. That's what that pet looks like. Just, I'll bet, I would say spoiled, rotten, not just spoiled, but when I look at that picture, I think spoiled, rotten.
Probably gets treats all the time.
Oh, yeah, probably. I'll bet you it gets treats at will. Miss PJ said, Jessica, you are right, Miss PJ. This is Jessica's little Dot. And little Dot is 2 years old, is a fireball, and they all love.
Not me.
No. And look, if y'all don't send me pets of the week, I'm going to be forced to do one of our pets. Hey, I'm talking about, y'all talking about spoiled. Look, there's one right there.
Where the other one is. Oh, she's back
There's
there.
the other one back there.
Right here.
Right up under our feet. There we go. Get the camera back in place without
Making it easy.
tearing the whole place up. A little further down. Okay. So yeah, we got those spoiled pets too. So Jessica, thank you so much for sending us a picture of Dot and sharing us a little bit of your pet. She's a cutie pie. I bet she can run 102 miles an hour when she
Zoomies.
gets excited, just zooming all around the place. She charges a cheese tax. Okay. Yeah.
Bet you can just touch the cheese wrapper.
Yeah, I bet she can be 3 rooms over, sound asleep. And as soon as you touch that cheese wrapper, you look and she is at your feet, looking at you like, where's my cheese? And probably knows the word cheese. So if you have sent me a picture of your pet, it's coming. Like I say, I'm doing it in order. Jessica's hit us first last week, and I think it was 2 others.
Yeah.
And then it's one been sent, I think, today.
Yeah.
So there's our email address if you want your pet featured on Pet of the Week, which is an element we have added to our stream. And there's the email address. So does she get the whole slice of cheese or just give her a little piece? She does the zoomies.
She looks like she did.
So when he's making his sandwiches, he's putting cheese on his sandwich. He just tear a little piece off of his cheese slice and give to the puppy before he puts it on his sandwich. Or is she really spoiled and get a whole slice of cheese? Tell the truth. Okay, I'm leaving the email address up there. Of course, you guys are welcome to our email address. That's for the channel. Anything y'all want to pass on to us or share with us or send pictures of, well, feel free. Send it to us. You might have to remind me to check my email, but I try to check it every few days anyway. Oh, she gets about a quarter. Okay, that's fair.
That's a lot of cheese for a little bitty dog.
Our dogs are the same way about cheese. I wonder what it is about cheese, because I don't know a dog. I've never met a dog that didn't love cheese. But they sure do like it. I mean, cats aren't like that. Cat wouldn't touch a piece of cheese.
That cat out there don't want any kind of food
I know.
other than her cat food.
We got an outside cat and we feed her cat food. That's all she's ever had.
I tried to give her something, a piece of chicken or shrimp or something.
She won't touch it. She wants that cat food. So does she have a favorite flavor or just any ice cream? It's fun. What drive-throughs is it that'll give them like a treat?
A pup cup. Starbucks gives them pup
Starbucks?
cups. Probably McDonald's. I don't know if they do.
I've seen videos. Those dogs, when they take them to play, they know where they're at, and they're waiting on that treat to come from that.
It's a pup cup.
Yeah, they're just smart. They learn. They know. But we like our pets, and we know y'all are like us. You love your pets just like they're one of your, kids or part of your family. But they can be a pain in the butt too.
Yeah.
We got this German Shepherd, and they should have named them German Shedders because they shed so bad. So we have to do the floor every day to keep up with it. We got a Roomba that helps a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we run it every morning. Usually while the bird feeder is going for that 2 hours, I've got the Roomba running, making noise. Starbucks is whipped cream. Okay. But it's funny, if you take the dog there
Vanilla is
a
her
couple of times, it doesn't take but a couple of times, and they know where they're at and what they're about to get, and they get excited. Well, that's something we got in common, Jessica. I'm a vanilla guy too. I don't care for chocolate. If it's not vanilla, I guess my next would be strawberry. I like strawberry.
I don't like strawberry.
Matter of fact, I believe there's some vanilla ice cream in the freezer. And I'm gonna, just to show my appreciation to Doc, when we end this live, I'm going to get me some vanilla ice cream out of the freezer. Miss PJ says ice cream is not good for dogs. I wouldn't think a small amount would, cause any kind of problem. And I'm sure you're not giving her a lot.
whole ice cream cone.
Yeah. Just a little taste. That's all they need. All right. I'm going to close out the pet of the week. Anybody else got comments about Jessica / Okie Fry's beautiful little
Dot.
mouthy poo Dot? Thanks again for sending such a pretty picture of your little dog.
Just look at her.
I know.
She was modeling.
It does look like she was
She's
modeling.
probably
It's
a
like,
camera hog.
oh, you want to take my picture? Let me sit this way. Yeah, let me sit this way, and I'm gonna cock my head like this and look at you like you just said cheese. All right, Jessica. Yeah, it was date night. I got to look into this date night thing. Oh, I didn't know we were matchmakers.
Are we?
I think we are.
Jessica date night.
I don't know who's Jessica's date. I think she's referring to the other two that are on their date night tonight.
Oh.
They hadn't said anything lately. They might be in the back seat of the car. Yeah, that was a good thing about the 70s. We had big cars back then. They had big back seats. These kids today in a Honda, I don't know what they're gonna do. Yeah. All right, you done?
I am.
All right, I'm going to leave it up for just a minute. We'll keep talking a little bit, but that concludes our program, I guess, our scheduled program. I'll stay on here if y'all want to keep talking a little bit about whatever. That was a cute little pet for Pet of the Week, and we have more. More have sent in. They will be covered in the order that we received them. Put it that way. Good night, Miss PJ. Hugs to you too. Thursday is date night. That's right. We're glad we can help accommodate that. Miss PJ says, good night, all. Thursday is date night. Okay, I'm going to shut this thing down. Now, most of you come in at some point on our morning bird feeder. Some of you come every day. There's a possibility for the next 2 to 3 days we're not going to have that running. So if you don't see it there, don't worry about us. We're fine. We're going out to our place out in the country and just not going to be able to do it from there. I might run it in the morning and then we might leave after that. I don't know. But tomorrow's iffy. The next couple of days after that, probably not going to have it. But when we get back from out there, we'll start it back up. And maybe I'll take some pictures or something from out there and share it with y'all on the next one. Thank y'all so much for being with us on our weekly Thursday. We'll do it again next Thursday at 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. Same format. We'll chit-chat a little bit. We'll talk about one topic that's in the news. I'll share another YouTube channel. And then we'll have Pet of the Week, and then we'll call it a night. Thank y'all so much for being here, and we will see y'all on the next one. Bye, y'all.